Hey guys, it's Matt at Deal Camp, and we're talking about credit memos today. And I'm going to give you a couple of tips whenever you're doing this and why you may need to think about this whenever you're closing your deal. So check it out. Okay, so credit memos. Why do we do them? What are they? Tell me all about credit memos. Why is Matt talking about this? Credit memos are something that every bank, whenever you go to get a loan for almost anything above a certain size, typically over about $200,000, unless it's a house, they're going to fill out a credit memo. And it's going to go to a loan committee many times. And there's going to be a couple of people or several people around a table. And they're going to read this credit memo and they'll say, I like this deal. Let's go ahead and let's get that approved. Or they're going to look at it and be like, these guys don't know, I don't understand any of this. And like, let's not do this. I don't want to mess with it. So if you can explain your deal in language that bankers understand and like to speak and care about, then it makes the probability of your deal closing go up. And that's good, right? So that's why we do it. And it also, the most important piece is like it reduces confusion as you go to closing. And I promise you, if you don't put all this stuff together and make it really easy for everybody, this is going to be some of the stuff that's going to cause you to pull your hair out in the ninth hour whenever you're trying to close your deal. So I like to go ahead and put the credit memo together because it forces me to get all of my documentation together before we close a deal. It's like just a way to get organized for me and to organize my thoughts around the deal, because if I have to, sometimes like a bank will say, oh, I thought I was going to loan 80% or 85%, and I really want to just do 65% because of the economy or whatever it's like happening right now with interest rates moving all around. And so I like the ability to say, cool, I got everything that I need. If I need to go raise equity, we can go do that. So, because I want to control my own destiny, and I will not let any one banker tell me what I'm going to do. So, like if I'm going to close this deal or not, that's not their decision. That's mine. So, we create a credit memo, and let me walk you through it. So, you're going to see in these credit memos some really simple information. Hey, we need a loan to buy a company. This was an asset purchase of a manufacturing business as an example. And it's a term loan at this interest rate for this many years amortization. And we're going to balloon that thing in 3 years so that you can change our interest rate. We're okay with that. And we're going to use this equipment for that loan to secure it. It's because they care about cash flow, collateral, character, and is a good company, that kind of thing. So here's a summary. Then you get into structure, and we lay out many of the things that I said in the beginning, but in a format that's easy for them relatively to read, and give them the main metrics that they're going to use, because this will go in a loan file that every year whenever they get examined by like the FDIC folks or whoever, they're going to pull these random loan files and look through them, and they want to see that these deals meet the lending policy of the bank, because the bank has like a policy on, yeah, we can lend up to 85% on real estate, and we can do 50% on inventory, and we can do 70% loan to value on accounts receivable. So those banking examiners are making sure that all that stuff the banks are following their own policy, and they can look at this document and see, okay, this deal, they underwrote it at a 1.7 times debt service coverage ratio. That checks the box. Move on to the next thing. And so it makes their life a whole lot easier for documentation. Then the bank's got to like put all this stuff on a contract for you to sign. It's a big deal. They've got to basically secure collateral. It's called perfection of collateral. And so they need like, what's the entity name, and like, is there serial numbers on the stuff, and where's it at? They've got to like have all this information about guarantors, all that. So you just want to lay it out for them because they're going to ask for it no matter what. You're not going to get away with like not giving them that information. That doesn't happen. So give it to them. And then you got information about the acquisition and just the use of proceeds. So we put that in there. And then this is some more information about that deal because the seller rolled some equity over. It talks about more about the acquisition and just stuff to reassure them that we're thinking about closing, and because that's what the bankers are really, they're focused on those details, right? Again, gets into like the team. Tell me about the company. We learned everything about like the basic metrics that we need to know to be able to meet our policy guidelines. Okay, now tell us about the company. And so we get into that. This is a machining company, and here's why it's a really good deal. We like this business, and here's the management team and the story behind these guys. They've got great experience, and this one guy had a lot of experience in this industry, so we really bragged on him. Here's the growth plan that we're implementing, so that they just know we got a plan to grow EBITDA. We're not going to go backwards or run this thing into the ground. So we get through that. Now we're talking about collateral, another one of their cares, one of those C's. And this is just showing that, hey, we got a lot of collateral here and it's hawkable collateral. So you're going to be able to get your money back. And a lot of times they want to know about the lending relationship that you have because they want you to move deposits over to them. That's a really big deal right now with banks because as interest rates go up, deposits tend to flow out of banks, and deposits are what banks use to lend money. And so it's whenever they don't got deposits, that's bad. Then we get into financials. We give them everything they need to know to run their debt service coverage calculations and just kind of see things over time. And with this, we'll include here's a balance sheet. We will include like tax returns. They're usually going to ask for copies of your license. They're going to ask for, they want to get your social security number. You're going to have to give it to them. They're not going to like steal your information or anything like that, or hack you. They got to have it. They're going to ask for personal financial statements, a whole host of stuff about your personal financial situation. So get comfortable with it. You're going to have to open the kimono and show them. So just do it and don't complain about it. Just give it to them. And then let them make their decision. What we do is, if there is any chance that this loan is not going to close with this bank, then we're going to shop multiple banks. And all the bankers who have been around long enough, they know that you're shopping the deal. And so their job is just be straight up with you, approve the loan if it's a good loan, give you a fair rate, give you fair terms. If it's not good, they're going to probably give you a really low ball, like a bad offer, and let you go somewhere else, or not respond to you, that kind of thing. That's a banker's no. But so that's why we go and we kind of spread the news to a lot of different banks so that we can control our own destiny. But anyway, that is a credit memo. And if you put this together, it will make it a lot easier for you to get a loan, and make the loan process and closing go faster, typically, if you're not dealing with goober at your bank. I've dealt with some recently. I'm a little miffed about it right now, if you can't tell. And it'll also help you be prepared to close, which the last thing that you want is something that can anger the sellers, slow that down, reduce confidence in you if your deal is already kind of contentious. And so this is like just removing things that could go wrong from your deal, which is like part of the art of success, is just like remove things that can prevent success. So hopefully this was helpful. And if you would like to get a copy of this credit memo from us, just to kind of like give you a starting point, shoot me a message at contact@dealcamp.com, or put a comment somewhere in the comment section below that you want it, or shoot me a DM if you're seeing this on social media. And yeah, hopefully that helps. See ya.